Hi everyone, welcome to Karen from tillycrafts.stampinup.net. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK, and I'm just bringing you a little quick project and I'm using the majority of the stuff out of the mini catalogue, the July to December one. And I'm making these. I'll show you what I'm making. It's like a little gift tag. So here's some I've already made, but I need 40 of these because I'm actually going on a crafting retreat in October, and where we always take swaps for each other. I'm trying to rub that off there, but I forgot it's the glitter. Yeah, so we always make swaps for each other, and this way you get lots of inspiration and different ideas off different people. So I thought I'd show you me making one. I have done a lot of prep, but I will show you. And then you can use it as a gift tag on the back, and it's just got a Merry Christmas, so you can put to and from and attach it to a present. A bit of a luxury gift tag, but I quite like them. So what am I using? Well, very quick and easy project. So I'm using, if I can get the right page, I'm using this stamp set. It's called Vintage Christmas, and where has it gone? So it's this one here, and I'm using nearly all the stamps out of it except for these two here, so I'm using all the rest. And this one, this bottle is actually goes with a punch, and this punch is in the annual catalogue, and it goes with another set with a bottle that punches it out, so it's quite good. You can use it with two of the stamp sets. So I've got all these stuck to blocks ready to use, and the DSP. Oh, let me just show you the other punch I used while we're up this end of the book. So there's this punch here, and it's a trio punch. So you have two fancy corners and a hole. So I've used that, and that actually comes as a bundle with these sayings, which is lovely. Christmas ones, there's a birthday one, a thinking of you, for a special day, and like I said, that comes in a bundle. And if you order this one on this code with the punch, you get 10% off. If you order them separately, you don't get the 10%. And for the paper I used, it's called Lights Aglow. No, the sweet's called Lights Aglow, and the paper is, well, it's called Lights Aglow as well, 6x6 designer series paper. And I think I've used all, this is all I've got left. Not a lot left, but I really like this paper. So and you can always use these scrap bits for other bits on cards as well, but obviously we're going to use some of this. I've also used this ribbon here, which is the Very Gold and Vanilla ribbon, which I've used to do my bows. So this one, it's really nice to tie. And I've also used a ribbon out of the annual catalogue, and it's this one. However, I ran out, so I've had to reorder this. And now I did try it with this other gold ribbon, but they didn't look as good. So I'm going to have to swap the one that I did. I think I did have one here, yeah. So this is the one using the thin ribbon, and that's the one using this this ribbon, and it's called Shimmer Ribbon, Gold Shimmer Ribbon. And I just didn't think it looked as good, so I will be taking that off and replacing it with one of these. The other things I've used on it are Winker Stella. So I've splattered it, and I've also done the centre of the flowers and the pine cones. Now my gems, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I've actually used these gems here, which are garden gems, and they are retired, but I just felt they went so well with the project. So I've used those because we've got them, so why not use them up? But there's other things that you can use instead. I've also used the basic rhinestone waves, and again, these are retired, but I fell in love with the colours, so I've used the very pale greeny blue one on some of the projects. This one has got them on, and I just think they went really well. But you know, if I didn't have them, I'd use the basic silver rhinestones. They do well. I was going to use the red ones, the basic red ones, but I didn't have any. You could use these ones. These are really nice. But because I wanted 40, there wouldn't have been enough, so that's why I decided not to use those. And they are the festive pearls. They are really nice. I've got a packet of them. Right, so let's get started. I've also, these are the colours I've used. So I've used Evening Evergreen, Cherry Cobbler, Early Espresso, Soft Succulent, and I've also used a dark Cherry Cobbler blend. Very simple to put together and straightforward. So let me show you what we need. So we actually need a piece of the, well, that's not a piece of it, that's sneaked in. So we need a piece of the designer series paper, and you need to cut that to 3 by 4 3/4. So I have actually got one here, so we'll use this one. And then you need, I used Very Vanilla because Very Vanilla does go with this paper. So like I said, that's 3 by 4 3/4, and this one is Very Vanilla, and it's 2.5 by 4 1/4, and you need 2 for each project. And this is straightforward, so we're going to use our punch with it. Now the thing with this punch is, and I didn't know till my friend told me, that you have to put it in so it's straight, and then you punch it so you get this lovely decorative edge. But then you need to flip your paper over and do it again, because if you just move it round, it's not symmetrical. So if you want it like 2 corners one way and 2 corners the other way, totally fine. But if you want it to match up, you need to flip your paper so it all matches. I did do it on one. I'll show you on this piece actually. So if you do it that way and then do it that way, can you see how it's different? So you've got your curve here and your curve there, and you slice out there and there, so it's different. And if you want it matching, then you need to turn your paper over. If you don't, then by all means do it like that, because it's quite nice whichever way. But I wanted it matching, so that's what we did. So we flipped it over like that. Sorry if I'm shaking you a bit, but it's oops. You have to make sure you get these in the corner, so make sure you level it up. There's 2 bars, so you know if you've got it right. There we go. How easy is that? So they're all done, and the next thing we need to do is the bottle. Whoops, there's all my little pile there. Let's put that in the bin. Sorry, I thought I had a piece of this with me, but I didn't. Right, so for the bottle, straightforward, stamping tone on tone. And I always say, check which way your card goes in your punch. So it goes in this way, so I'm going to stamp my bottle up that way, because if I stamp my bottle that way, yes, I could get some in, but then I find it more difficult, so I always check. And then you can have a long narrow strip, which I did do, and I got loads of bottles out of it. So just tap 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 on there, and then I'm just going to stamp it down, press it on to let the ink transfer. There we go, it's our bottle, and pop it in the punch, line it up like, oops, if you just grip it slightly, you can see if it's right, and then when you're happy, pop it out, and that's your bottle done. as you can see, I've got a pile here, and this is how I did it when you mass produce. I stamped all my bottles, punched them all out, and then I did like different bits and pieces like that, and then it makes it easier when you're assembling everything, so that you're not just doing one and then going back to it and doing another one and that. So I'm just getting some Stampin' Dimensionals out, because what we'll do is we'll just bob. You only need a couple on there, so that's ready to go. The next thing I want to do is to stamp my flower. Now this just causes a bit of, you need to do a bit of lining up. So we need cherry cobbler, and you just need a scrap piece of paper, scrap piece of card for this. I can find one. Yeah, so I've got a scrap one. So when I cut all these out, I'd measured it, so I got so many out of the paper, and this was a bit that was left, and this came in handy to stamp all my flowers on. So again, just tap it up and then stamp it down, let it transfer, shut this up so I don't get my fingers in it. Then we come on with the Early Espresso. Now the way to line this up is you've got pine cones and you've got flower centres. So you've got small, medium and large. So you turn it round until you get it right. So that is right, because my centres are in there. So tap that up. And I might not get it quite level, but there we go. Lovely. They're not going to be perfect, but I don't mind. And the next I come in with the Evening Evergreen with the flowers, and the way I did it was it like that? No, I can't remember how I did it now, hang on. You can do this on the Stamparatus, I just found it easier to do it like this. So I stamped it once, and then I did it round this side as well, and just like that, and that is your stamping done on there. I also took one of these, and where's my cherry cobbler? So one of these, and then I've got the little A Very Merry Christmas to You in there, and I need that, and I always have like slithers of paper cut off when I'm making card bases and that, so I always keep them, because like now we've got a lovely thin sentiment, so that can go on there. So I can get rid of the cherry cobbler. And the Evening Evergreen, I had this little fir leaf, and I just put one next to it. Now I've done it in the Evening Evergreen, and as you can see the berries have stamped in green, but that's fine because I just coloured them in with my stamping blends. The only other thing I used, which is retired, is a punch, and it's one of my favourite punches, which I'll never ever get rid of, and it was a classic label punch. So again, line it up and pop it out, and then that's that done. You can, however, if you've got steady hands, which mine aren't that clever, but I will give it a go if I can find my snips. So here's one I made earlier. So you can actually do this on a trimmer or a thing, but let me just show you. So my hands are shaking a bit, but you can make your own banner. like so. So you can do it with just a pair of scissors, but like I say, I love that punch and I'll never ever get rid of it. So that's the next one. That's that. And we need, I did use mini dimensionals for that one because I found they went on better. There's one on a stamp on the back, but it didn't come out. It was skew width and it didn't take to about, so turn it over, use two sides. So that's that bit done. Now this is dead easy to fussy cut out, but I'm not going to make you watch me fussy cut out because I've got one here I done earlier. And then Winker Stella, and I just did the centres, did the acorns like so, and then it's a case of just putting it together. So these, and you can choose which side you want. So I'm going to have this side as the back for a change. A little bit of glue, my Tombow. Oops, went a bit mad there, I think. And then you just centre it up like so. Turn it over, get my other one. Bob that on. The only thing I will say is just check you're the right way up, so we know this is the right way up, and then you can bring in whatever hole punch you have in your stash, which I've got one of these, a single hole punch, and I just put a hole in there for the ribbon, and then we're just going to stick it all together. So they are quite quick and easy. Once you get yourself organised, they are quite quick and easy to put together. Oops, we need dimensionals on here. Now, what I didn't do, so that's all right, so I don't want a dimensional there, whereas on some of mine I put a dimensional right there and then it made it awkward to stick down. There we go, 3 should do it. And then I can position it like so. This one, take the little ones off, and then it'll just go across there nicely. Ribbon. I have to open this one now because it's I always struggle opening these ribbons. Where's my pokey tool? There we go, got in it. And you don't need a lot. Just a little bit to make a tag, like so. I have got proper, I use these are my ribbon scissors, and then I find they don't get dulled and I just keep them for ribbon. Whoops. And then we just want a glue dot just to keep it together, like so. How quick is that? When you've got all your bits, they're so quick. And then all I did with my Winker Stella is I just did that over it. Well, I had a few and I just did it all over, and it gives it a little bit of glitter. The only other thing we forgot to do was my cherries. My cherries, what are they? Berries, not cherries. And then I just coloured those in like so. And then that is how simple and quick it is. And as you can see, I have all these made and I have just a few more to go. So I will be doing that this afternoon. So there's a few more examples. Oh, look, see, forgetting my bow. And that is with this. But this is just that simple. Just do a knot, it's a bow knot. Like that. Cut my scissors off. And then that just requires a glue dot. Pop it on there. And then once it's on, I just trimmed it down a bit, and that was it done. And all I'll do with these is I'll put them in a plastic bag like this as a swap, and then it has a recipe card in with everything I've used so people can see what I've used. And again, I'm doing it, do you know, I'm out the swing of this, it's got no gems on it. So let's get some of these on. So when I come back, this will probably go live the Sunday when we've finished, and then when I come back home, what I will do is I will do a video of all the swaps I received there and show you some of the fantastic ones and ideas that I've got. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm sorry it was a bit bitty, but we'll get back into the swing of it. So thank you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.